Here's where things get to be a pain. Let me explain why. The equal sign. Remember how we used it with integers, doubles, floats, and stuff? We had no problems with that. With C strings, I can't do it. Even though there's nothing wrong with the code that I have here of setting up two string variables, I can't use the equal sign because of something, frankly, that makes sense. A string is much more complicated than an integer or a double. It's just more complicated. So in C strings, there is no equal sign for assignment. If we want to assign a value, a string, we can use the equal sign when it comes to setting it up in the initialization. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we want to copy over one string into another, so again, when we're copying a value over, like we'd be copying the values from y into x here in this example, if we want to copy a value, I have to use the C string function of strcpy or string copy. Now notice, by the way, it needs to be where we're going to dump it first and then the original. And I show you a couple different examples of how to use this. But that's the bad part. Now again, this equal sign is only for when we want to copy. It's not when we initialize. Initializing is just fine, but if you want to copy this into greeting number 2, that's where we've got the problem. So let me show you how to work with that. In this particular example, you'll actually notice I have two versions of using string copy. The first version is going to copy a literal string, and it's called a literal string because of, well, we're literally got a string in there of hello world. It's going to literally copy that hello world into string number 1. Now, here's string number 1, the whole kit and caboodle here, and notice, by the way, using the C strings, it's still going to put that \0 in there. Now again, if we don't have enough space, it's going to end up chopping something off, and well, that's going to be a problem, especially since, again, we're using these functions that are going to be looking for that \0, or the next one's going to be really looking forward to it, so bear with me here. For the second version, I got to be careful. I actually screwed this up. So string 1 has been reassigned. It originally was Lupoli. Now it's been reassigned to hello world, just like this. So now I'm putting string 1 and copying it into string 2, so that's why they both look exactly the same. What was different is that this one happened to use a variable instead. So string copy, or strcpy, will use both a literal and a variable, as long as the variable is another character array or a C string. So that's how that works up, and I'm going to show you the mechanics of how that works here in a moment.